Dogs. The loyal, goofy, endlessly loving creatures who can fill your life with joy and confusion. One minute they're staring lovingly into your eyes. The next, they're rolling in something that smells like despair. Every strange move, bark, sniff, or spin tells a story. And half the fun of owning a dog is decoding those furry mysteries. So, if your pup ever leaves you wondering, what on earth is going on in that fuzzy little head? You're not alone. Let's unravel 10 of the weirdest dog behaviors that make us laugh, cringe, and love them even more. 1. The butt-sniffing greeting. Nature's social media. You might think your dog has no manners when it dives nose first into another dog's rear end. But this isn't rudeness. It's high-level social networking. Dogs have anal scent glands that act like unique identification tags. Each whiff reveals details about gender, diet, stress levels, reproductive status, even what the other dog ate for breakfast. It's like a biological business card. When dogs sniff each other's, but they're saying, "Who are you? Where have you been? And are you friendly?" Some scientists even compare it to how humans scroll through someone's Instagram, gathering context, clues, and gossip. So the next time you're embarrassed at the park, remember, this is a polite canine handshake, not an indecent act. Maybe we humans should be grateful our greetings stop at handshakes. Could you imagine a sniff test at parties? 2. Spinning before lying down, a ritual older than civilization. Your dog turns 3 circles before settling in their bed, like a professional figure skater landing a routine. This ancient dance dates back to wild canines who needed to flatten grass or snow before sleeping. It kept them comfortable and helped reveal hidden pests or snakes. Even in the age of orthopedic foam beds and memory foam pillows, that instinct remains. It's their way of saying, "This is my spot and I'm making it perfect." The spinning also helps them orient toward the wind's direction or the safest sleeping position. Habits passed down for thousands of years. Some behaviors even suggest as a calming signal, like humans fluffing their pillows or straightening blankets before sleep. It's comfort psychology in motion. Maybe we all need a little pre-nap ritual to feel that content. When was the last time you circled your bed before crashing? 3. The zoom eyes when pure joy explodes. The zoom eyes, or as scientists call them, FRAPs, frenetic random activity periods, are the ultimate canine celebration. 1 second your dog is calm. The next, it's tearing around the living room like a rocket on espresso. It looks chaotic, but there's meaning behind the madness. Zoom eyes often happen after a bath because clean fur feels weird, after pooping a release of tension, or just when emotions overflow. It's your dog's way of shaking off stress, expressing happiness, or rebalancing energy levels. Puppies experience zoom eyes more often, but even senior dogs get the occasional joyful sprint. If you've ever watched your dog skid across the floor, ears flapping, tail wagging, you've witnessed unfiltered happiness. They're not crazy. They're celebrating life's simple moments. So next time your dog races in circles, join in. Who says humans can't have zoom eyes too? When the last time you let joy take over your feet? 4. The adorable head tilt, decoding human emotion. That famous, did you just say walk? Head tilt might be the cutest thing in the animal kingdom. Dogs do it not only to look irresistible, but to better understand us. A study by psychologist Stanley Coren showed that head tilting helps dogs hear more clearly, especially when certain ear shapes block sound waves. It also lets them see our facial expressions better by moving their snouts out of the way. They're literally trying to understand us, emotionally and acoustically. And because we usually melt when they do it, "Ah, you're so cute." They quickly learn as an attention magnet. So, every head tilt is a perfect combo of empathy and manipulation. Proof that dogs understand humans better than we understand ourselves. Admit it. You reward that look every single time, don't you? 5. Staring at nothing, the ghost detector, or just keen senses. Ever catch your dog staring at a blank corner, like it's auditioning for a horror movie? It's spooky until you realize dogs sense the world differently. Their hearing range extends up to 65,000 hertz. Ours stops around 20,000. And their noses can detect odors in parts per trillion. That empty stare could mean they hear a tiny insect, smell an animal outside, or simply daydream. Yes, dogs have imaginations. However, they can also lock onto things we ignore, like flickering lights, reflections, or distant rumbling. So maybe your house isn't haunted. It's just acoustically alive to your four-legged friend. Still, when they start growling at invisible things, don't blame us if you leave the lights on tonight. Backhand index pointing right. Has your dog ever stared into nothing like they saw a ghost? Comment below. What do you think they're seeing? 6. Rolling in smelly things. Nature's perfume gone wrong. There's nothing quite like watching your pristine dog suddenly dive into something unmentionable with total joy. Why, oh why? Blame evolution again. Wolves and wild dogs rolled in carcasses or dung to mask their scent from prey or predators. It also served as a communication method. They bring back strong smells to share news with the pack. Modern dogs? They're still doing it, but mostly because it's fun. The sensory overload is irresistible. To them, that dead fish smell is a designer fragrance. To us, it's, well, not. Experts say scolding rarely helps because it's instinctual. The best defense is distraction and a quick bath afterward. Dogs are explorers of the sensory world. They don't see gross. They see interesting. Maybe they're the real artists, finding beauty in what we reject. Would you dare to experience life with that level of fearless curiosity? 7. Sleeping with their tongue out. The zen of the blep. If your dog snoozes with his tongue peeking out, congratulations, you've reached peak cuteness. This blep often happens when they're in a deep state of relaxation. Their muscles go slack, and their tongue just slips. Sometimes it's dental structure. Shorter snout dogs or missing teeth make bleps more common, but often it's a sign of total comfort. Their body temperature drops slightly, their breathing slows, and the tongue acts like a mini radiator. Dogs also blep when concentrating or feeling calm. Some even do it after meals as a self-soothing reflex. It's one of those quirks that makes you want to take 1,000 photos. So next time your dog's tongue dangles mid-nap, don't wake them. That's serenity incarnate. What would your version of the blep look like on a lazy Sunday afternoon? 8. Pawing you repeatedly. The heart on a sleeve gesture. You're working, scrolling, or maybe ignoring your pup for a minute. And then comes the paw. That soft, deliberate tap on your arm, followed by soulful eyes that say, "Excuse me, human, pet me immediately." Dogs learn early that touch is communication. Puppies paw at their mothers for milk, and later, they use the same gesture to get human attention. It's affection, demand, and connection rolled into one. If your dog paws you gently, it's usually love. But constant pawing might signal anxiety, boredom, or a craving for reassurance. Some even do it to mirror your gestures. Dogs mimic humans they bond with. The next time your dog paws at you, try pausing your screen and meeting that moment of connection. In a world of texts and tweets, that paw might be the purest "I love you" you'll ever receive. 9. Eating grass, the great green mystery. Few behaviors confuse owners more than seeing their dog chew on grass like a mini lawnmower. Are they sick? Hungry? Channeling their inner cow? There are several theories. Some experts believe dogs eat grass to induce vomiting when their stomach feels off. Others think it's dietary curiosity, fiber, taste, or texture. A 2008 study found less than 10% of dogs actually vomited afterward, meaning most just enjoy it. As long as the grass isn't treated with chemicals, it's harmless. Dogs are omnivorous survivors. They evolved to try a bit of everything from berries to bugs. So that lawn buffet might just be their way of exploring the world's flavors. Who knew your pup's guilty pleasure was salad? Maybe they're ahead of us in embracing farm-to-table living. 10. Sleeping in weird positions. Yoga master energy. Dogs don't just sleep, they perform. The curled up donut, the stretched out Superman, the twisted pretzel with paws in the air. Each position is a snapshot of mood and trust. Curled up donut, a protective pose common in winter or unfamiliar environments. Keeps vital organs safe. Belly up dead bug, complete vulnerability. Dogs only do this when they feel utterly safe and loved. Side sleeper, balance, relaxation, and readiness. The classic nap pose of confident dogs. Superman legs out, perfect for cooling off. The belly stays flat against the floor. Sleep position reflects emotional state as much as comfort. Dogs that sleep belly up in your presence are giving you the ultimate compliment. I trust you with my life. When was the last time you felt that safe, that unguarded, that free? Backhand index pointing right, which of these habits does your dog do the most? Tell me below, are they the zoom-eyes champion, the tongue-out sleeper, or the grass-grazing philosopher? Red Heart, final thoughts. The beautiful weirdness of dogs. Every strange habit your dog has, from sniffing butts to sprinting laps, tells a story about evolution, emotion, and connection. What looks weird to us is often deeply natural to them. Dogs live in a sensory universe richer than ours, one of smells, sounds, and feelings we can barely imagine. They sniff butts to read biographies, spin before bed to create safety, and tilt their heads because they genuinely want to understand us. They are furry psychologists with tails, decoding us even as we try to decode them. In their quirks, we see joy unfiltered, instinct unashamed, and affection unspoken. The next time your dog does something bizarre, don't just laugh. Lean in. There's meaning, humor, and even wisdom hiding in every wag, stare, and zoomy. Maybe that's why we love them so much. They remind us that being a little weird is just another way of being wonderfully alive. So tell me, what's the weirdest thing your dog does? Drop it in the comments below. Let's see whose pup wins the gold medal for strangest behavior.